This is the Tier 10 Soviet tech tree light tank, the T-100LT, a vehicle that is quite dangerous. Even after a lot of the changes and mostly nerfs that this tank has received, it's still one of the hardest tanks to fight, mainly down to the fact that it has the best camo values in Tier 10, it features very good levels of damage per minute, its penetration is pretty good, 3300 DPM, and it features tracer shells. Tracer shells are pretty devastating. They keep your opponent spotted for 20 seconds at a time. Now, you might not realize at first glance why that sounds dangerous. It's just like, okay, stay in cover a little bit longer. But there's two things. First of all, what if you're not in cover? What if you are a tank destroyer on dead rail, all the way in the back corner, and a T-100 is just peppering you over and over and over, keeping you constantly spotted? Yeah, it's pretty hard to counter that. The other reason this mechanic is quite dangerous is because of the fact people aren't good at this game. And people that aren't good think, oh, well, I'm just going to poke back out in 6 or 7 seconds, and then they're still spotted, and they're still spotted, and they're still spotted. And that's what allows this tank to be super, super deadly. The only problem with the T-100 is that it doesn't have a lot of alpha damage, which means sometimes you are very reliant on your team. And as we know, teams are not the best. This is a very, very map-reliant tank. I can say that right now. We do get a nice shot into the enemy T-57 Heavy, which is pretty good. We have the M60 off to the side, but my gun depression is just not enough to deal with him. That's alright. We're going to chill here for now. And we'll see. We'll see what we can do. I wonder if we can just back on up really quickly and aim it on the 57. Yeah, there you go. Easy bonk into his vehicle. Sweet. Alright, we got the 183 off to the side. We also got the Patton, and Patton doesn't really worry me. I mean, if he wants to waste his time looking at me, that's completely fine. We're going to aim it on the 183 track wheel. There you go. Easy bonk. Pretty nice shot of Rooney. Then we're going to aim it on the Kampfpanzer. But our team is getting pretty badly bled in the process here. Got another shell into the enemy 183. Let's see if we can bonk the Patton possibly. Come on, back up. There you go. Nice 304 shot. Patton got pretty badly butchered there. And, alright, well, I'm not going to poke the 183, because that's a bad idea. Yeah, in fact, our team's not doing too well right now, if I'm going to be completely honest. Let's see, let's see. We do have the KPZ. I aim just a tad bit too high. I'm not worried about the Kampfpanzer. I'm more worried about the medium flank that is rolling up behind us. Let's aim it on the WZ. He does hit us, but we actually get a nice roll on him. It also damages ammo rack in the process. 183 is killed. That's actually pretty huge, I'm not going to lie. Let's see. You're going to poke me again? I don't know why our shell missed by so much. Alright, let's see, let's see. I'm going to try and get the 57 cleared. There you go. Nice shot. If we chill in this position here, we should be able to bleed them without too much worry for ourselves, unless the WZ tries to send us. So, let's aim it on the back of the KPZ. Bruh. Okay, well that was really unfortunate. But, we're alright. Still alive. Let's just back up. Our team is still quite healthy, which means we shouldn't have to worry too much, really, about anything here, to be honest. There's the E3. Alright, well, let's just aim it on the rear of the M60. Nice HE. Low rolls quite a bit, but we still get it out, which is pretty good. And we're going to aim it on the WZ. Again, we can trade with him because we got way more health. And, yeah, this should be a pretty easy win at that. Let's just get to the side of the T110E3 at this point. I mean, what's he going to do? The answer is nothing. Bye-bye. Then we got the WZ over here, who we're just going to send. So this is a good game. We did 4,000 damage, and we were able to make quick work of our opponents. As you can see, the T100LT is not a light you want to mess with. And while it may not have a very dangerous gun in single-shot capabilities, if you allow it to farm you, and you sit there, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt a lot. So we got 4,400 damage here. We got a first class, which is pretty nice. We absolutely distracted a lot of our opponents, and that's really what we needed to do. Unfortunately, our 62A didn't really help out on medium side, which would have been very nice, but thankfully, because we were on the bridge, we were smart enough to know when to leave and when to stay. Having that mobility and the great reverse speed of this tank allows us to get out of situations very quickly. So here we are, second game. And this is an alright map. It really depends on what the enemy mediums do. They have a T100 LT, an Object 140, and an M48 Patton. And we have a Leopard 1 and an Object 140. I don't love seeing Leopards on any team or 140s because usually people that play lightly armored tanks don't tend to do great in them. But we'll see. I am going to make my way right into this bush here. This is one of my favorite spots to detect opponents. You can spot them if they jump over this ridge and if they try to step into base A. Now, our 140 is making a very aggressive maneuver, so we'll see what happens here. Doesn't look like their team's going to this side of the map. I would expect to see vehicles spotted over here. Yep, there you go. There's the Object 140. We hit his track. We did not get him damaged, but he's going to be spotted for 20 seconds. Although it doesn't really look like that matters. Dude's a brainlet. I don't know what else to say. Oh, there you go. Spotted the enemy T-100. I don't like this, to be honest. Let's see. I'm going to wait for my 140 to go over first. Looks like he's going to just go right for it. Alright, there you go. One nice shell. I'm a little worried about the tank destroyers, but they also appear to be a little bit oblivious. So if we just chill right here, should be able to HE him in the side. There you go. Nice 450 roll. Oh boy, oh boy. That is not what I like to see. Oh boy, oh boy. Alright, well, the 183 is not too much of a threat, and we should be able to get over the rail before the 268 is able to hit us. So at this point, the biggest threat is honestly nothing. If we just distract this 268, we most likely win, to be completely real. I mean, what's he going to do to us? I wonder if we can wedge our tank on this rail and try to bait a shell from him. Oh, or he'll just hit our, like, hatch or something. I don't know. Unfortunate. Let's just try... Oh, man. Can't tell you how much I hate fighting tanks that turn that fast. In my opinion, 268 Traverse needs to be nerfed. Thankfully, we killed his driver there for a second, which allowed us to get to his side. There you go. So we were able to outsmart him eventually, and he wasn't able to do anything about it. But took us a little bit of effort, I'm not going to lie. The 268, super, super hard to get around. Bye-bye. There you go. Alright, not bad. So, not a crazy game. We did 2,900 damage. I don't know if we did anything extra. We didn't get any fires. Maybe we got a teeny bit from ramming. Yeah, 2,988. So not a bad result. Both games added together, we were able to farm a pretty respectable 3,700. So I personally really like the T-100 LT. It's a great tank, and you can see that here. Like, sure, the vehicle might not have the best DPM compared to mediums. It might not have the most pen, but it has really good mobility. And when you pair that with the fact that it's super low down, it's got a super troll armor profile, it's great. I'm honestly really surprised that 268 even hit us in the turret when he bonked us there. But it's fine, because as long as you know the reload of your opponents, you can get into cover before they become a threat. I just really don't like the way that Wargaming is buffing all tank destroyers to have more traverse speed than even light tanks. If I was on hard terrain, not medium terrain, that 268 would have been a lot harder to deal with. Thankfully, sand counts as medium terrain, so he wasn't able to out-traverse us. But yeah, T-100 LT, I absolutely love it. I would highly recommend if you want a fun, fast-paced light tank that can kind of do the job of a medium and a light, this is what you want to go for. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.